Hey everyone, what's going on? Thank you for taking your own time out to check out this review. Today's documentary I'm reviewing is called Hunting Bigfoot, and I do apologise for the little bit of lateness getting you this review, but I've also got to thank the awesome folks over at Gravitas Ventures for actually giving me an early screener to this, but it is available right now on all digital platforms like iTunes, YouTube, Amazon Prime, and other markets as well, and it is directed by Taylor Guterson, who has done also some writing and directing and producing before, and he also has directed and writ this documentary, and it stars John Green, Ben Cockman, Chris Williams, and many other people. So what is the plot of Hunting Bigfoot all around? Well, it's centered around a man called John Green, who has reported that he saw Bigfoot in around 2009, and he is on a quest to prove that Bigfoot or Sasquatch exists. And let's just dive into some positives that I have for this documentary. Some of the cinematography work is beautiful, especially some of the shots in the wood location settings, and this North America setting, I believe, where this is set, is beautiful, and itself is really kind of felt at times a little bit like National Geographic in terms of like someone going into the woods with this backpack and then venturing in up or these mountains or down into these like really deep forests. I really like that about this documentary, and some of the sit down interviews that are conducted in here, you can just tell the camera quality was superb. I really felt like it was kind of like 4K it was being shot in. It was just really crystal clear, so I've definitely got to give some admiration for that. But also, just the general concept itself about Bigfoot really is just interesting, and you can certainly make a documentary or movie on that subject in a lot of different mediums as well. So I really thought the premise itself was really captivating about this guy who's claimed to have seen Bigfoot and how he's on a journey in life to prove that it exists. So those are my positives for Hunting Bigfoot, but unfortunately I've got to tell you guys, I can't really recommend this. So let's get into my negatives, which ultimately is some of the cinematography, besides all the ones I've praised just before, some of it is a little bit too shaky, and sometimes it feels a little bit out of place. Its style that this documentary is trying to go for. Sometimes I felt like it was trying to just go on just like a path, and then it kind of diverts into a completely different way. And some of that cinematography and maybe the pacing with the script and the writing kind of falters behind, unfortunately, and I really wasn't a big fan of this guy John Green. Now I appreciate, the story is about him and he's trying to tell his story. I completely get that. Unfortunately, the guy though, through having this site, and he's become obsessed with this Bigfoot, and then towards the end of this documentary they try and make you feel for him and his family, because his family throughout do speak at times about him, about this experience, about what they think of this as well. And I just really couldn't get behind him, because at times he just seemed like a complete dick, being completely honest with you, which is a little bit unfortunate, because I would have loved to have seen him maybe do some tests actually on him to see, okay, well, has this affected him mentally to the point where it's really changed his life, or are we just getting these kind of like sit down interviews to tell us about their experiences with this man, and we kind of just take it on their word. I couldn't really invest about John Green himself or this documentary enough, where it is far too slow as well. It takes at least half an hour of this 1 hour and a half documentary to actually get into him primarily into the woods to investigate, but then it dives off and we get such a rich backstory about his background, which by all means we need to know a little bit about his family and his wife or his close friends, etc. for sure, but they tell far too much of that and not enough about actually Bigfoot, Sasquatch itself that you kind of come here for. But what I will say is, if you are really that interested about Bigfoot itself and you really love each documentary that are produced about this, whether it's good or bad, then maybe this might be for you. So with that in mind, my score for Hunting Bigfoot is... So if you've enjoyed this review, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. And if you've seen this documentary, leave your comments down below and let me know what you thought of it as well. But until the next time that I see you, I'll be seeing you later.